Today's story is Dippy the Dinosaur and the Hot Springs Discovery. One bright and sunny morning in Dino Valley, Dippy the Dino was wandering through the lush forest, his long neck reaching out to nibble on the fresh green leaves. The sun was warm, and the gentle breeze rustled through the trees, creating a beautiful sound. Today, Dippy felt particularly adventurous and decided to go exploring a new part of the valley. As he wandered deeper into the forest, Dippy noticed the trees thinning, revealing a rocky landscape ahead. His curiosity piqued, and he trotted towards the rocks, his large feet leaving soft impressions in the earth. Suddenly, he heard a bubbling sound, a sound he had never heard before. What could that be? Dippy wondered aloud, his eyes wide with excitement. Following the sound, Dippy carefully climbed over the rocks and found himself standing in front of a series of warm, bubbling springs. The steam rose gently from the water, creating a misty haze that made the springs look magical. "Wow!" Dippy exclaimed, dipping a toe into one of the pools. The water was warm and inviting. Dippy slowly eased himself into the spring, letting out a nice sigh as the warm water enveloped his body. "This feels amazing," he said, feeling the tension in his muscles melt away. For the first time, Dippy realized how relaxing it was to just sit and enjoy the natural wonders around him. As he soaked in the warm water, Dippy's mind began to wander. "I should share this wonderful place with my friends. They would love it here too." Dippy quickly climbed out of the spring, shook off the water, and hurried back to the heart of Dino Valley to find his friends. He first found Tiny, the Triceratops, munching on some tasty ferns. "Tiny, you have to come here with me," Dippy exclaimed. "I found something amazing." Tiny looked up, her bright eyes curious. "What is it, Dippy?" "It's a hot springs," Dippy exclaimed. "Warm, bubbly waters that feel so good. You have to try it." Intrigued, Tiny followed Dippy, and along the way, they picked up Spike, the Stegosaurus, who was basking in the sun. Spike, always up for an adventure, was excited to join them. As they reached the bubbling springs, their eyes widened in awe. "This is incredible," Tiny said, dipping a toe in the water. "I've never seen anything like it." Spike wagged his tail in excitement. "Can we all go in?" he asked, stepping closer to the edge of the water. "Of course," Dippy said with a big grin. "The springs are big enough for all of us." One by one, they slipped into the warm, soothing water, letting out sighs of contentment. The springs were the perfect place to relax after a long day of exploring and playing. As they soaked, they chatted and laughed, sharing stories about their adventures in Dino Valley. "This is the best discovery ever," Spike said, his eyes closed as he leaned back in the water. Tiny nodded in agreement. "And it's even better because we're all here together," she added with a smile. Dippy felt a warm feeling in his heart, not just from the water, but from being surrounded by his friends. "I'm so glad I could share this with all of you," he said. "It's always more fun when we're together." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the springs, the friends climbed out of the water, feeling relaxed and happy. "We should come back here more often," Tiny suggested. "It's a perfect place to unwind and enjoy each other's company." "Absolutely," Dippy agreed. "There's nothing better than sharing something wonderful with friends." With that, they made their way back to their homes, feeling grateful for the day's adventure and the new discovery. From that day on, the hot springs became their favorite spot to relax, laugh, and make memories together. And so, Dippy learned that some of the greatest joys in life come from sharing discoveries with friends and taking the time to relax and appreciate the natural wonders around them. Dino Valley was full of surprises, and Dippy couldn't wait to see what other amazing things they would discover together. Thanks again for listening to Super Bedtime Stories. We hope you enjoyed your listen tonight. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this book, feel free to click on one of the videos on the screen for another good, heartwarming family fun story. We strive to provide good, moral bedtime stories that parents know are safe for their little ones that also have a good lesson. See you soon.